And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Wisdom Transmissions Live. And of course, I have Breanne with me here once again. This is our third episode together. So, how are you doing, honey?
Good. Yes, I'm excited and looking forward to doing another session.
Wonderful. Great. We already have quite a few donation-based questions. So like I said, the new format of Wisdom Transmissions is that you're more than welcome to offer personal questions by donation. Okay, it's not through free, so you basically have to donate for it. So by donation, we will be doing some personal readings. And of course, when we're done those, then we move on to general readings as well too. And you can also add general topics to your donation if you want to as well. That's totally fine. So basically, as always, I've always done donation-based questions as top priority before other questions in the chat. So if you want to leave a donation-based question that's of a general topic, that's more than welcome as well too. So has there been any interesting topics that you've been going through with your readings? Has anybody been sharing anything that's quite fascinating that you want to reflect on?
Oh, goodness. Well, the last little while, I've just felt I was looking into a lot about the economy and the prosperity that's coming back to, I guess you can say, the collective. And there's just been such good energy. I've had such good cards coming out again and again for this. So just so many good things to look forward to from what I can see and what I'm feeling into. And in terms of personal sessions, I want to say, with not getting too personal, but just lots of breakthroughs with just some of the personal confirmations that are coming through from spirit. So it's been really amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we're going to have some more exciting questions for everybody today, I'm sure. And we're going to be doing the announcements around the midpoint of today's webcast. So we're going to be here about an hour and a half. So let's go ahead and get started with all of your questions for the people who have donated first. So let's start off with the first question here from Mary Linda. Mary says, I haven't been sleeping much since I quit my 41-year habit. At times I have felt like I'm going mad. What should I do to sleep more than 3 or 4 hours? So, Breanne will go ahead and take a look at your reading first through the tarot, and then I'll follow up through the Akashic. And yes, we got the new camera working this time.
So. Oh, yes. Look at that. I didn't even see that.
Yeah. So you can hold it right up to that.
Oh,
camera.
Right.
So Breanne has her own special camera for the tarot.
All right. So, it's kind of interesting. When I first seen that question, I think one of my thoughts where I went to is sleeping only 3 or 4 hours? Are you feeling extremely exhausted here? There is a little bit of a sense of it's a little exhausting with not being able to get more than that. But sometimes there's I feel like, a misconception. Not everybody may need X amount of hours here. I think just being able to have yourself centered before bed and also kind of intending, maybe getting into some breath work and meditation as well, and just making sure you're calm and relaxed. Because when we're a little, stressed and overloaded with that 10 of Wands, our mind's constantly going, right? And we have trouble going to sleep and calming down here. So I see you being able to improve, but it's about with the Emperor in the outcome. It's kind of about being dedicated to a routine here. So it's something about setting up a specific routine that's going to work for you, and you're going to feel a lot more rejuvenated with that sun. So very much just little fixes and adjustments in your schedule. But I want to say to the main key point here is just setting a certain routine down with the Emperor, making sure you're following through with that before you go to bed at night.
Great. All right. So I'll take a little stab at your question here too, Mary. So the feeling I'm getting too, Mary, is that you need to detoxify yourself a little bit more. Okay. So a lot more cleaner eating. I would say, again, working with a lot more living foods, vitality foods. Try lemon water. Lemon water is very good. Bring more minerals back into your body. Your body is very depleted of minerals. Okay, so one of the things I've recommended for quite a lot of clients is the Baja Gold Sea Salt. Okay, that's spelled B-A-J-A, gold, sea salt. That's both what Breanne and I use here in the house. And you can get that on Amazon for a relatively cheap price. And it's really good because it contains the most amount of minerals for your body. And what you do is you just take that pinch of salt, put it on your tongue, grab a glass of water, drink it down. And you want to take about 4 of those per day. And that's going to help to hydrate your cells. Your cells get hydrated. You feel a lot better. A second thing I would recommend outside of diet is that you want to start doing some grounding breath. This is what happens. Sometimes we overcharge ourselves with too much thinking. We're thinking ourselves, we're barraging ourselves with too much thought, and we can't sleep. Okay, and we get agitated and we get restless. So here's a particular breath work that you can do that will help to settle you down. Okay, so with your spine nice and straight, you take a deep breath in through the feet, going all the way up to the top of the forehead. So you're inhaling, like with a count of 5. Okay, it's up the forehead. And then again with another count of 5, just flush it out and breathing it out through the bottom of your feet. Okay, so breathe in through your feet, up to your forehead, breathe out from your forehead, all the way out to the bottom of your feet. So it's like you have 2 mouths on the bottom of your feet as you're breathing it in and as you're breathing it out. Okay, and I want you to do about 30 repetitions of that just before going to bed. Okay, so give yourself about a good 5 to 10 minutes of just doing that grounding breath. Breathe into the feet, all the way up to the top of the forehead, breathe out, and evacuating all of that energy out to the bottom of the feet. Okay, and just really pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to the breath, because when you pay attention to the breath, this is you being present, this is you being centered, and this is you working together with that grounding energy. Okay, so number 1, improve your diet. Number 2, make sure you're bringing minerals into yourself. Number 3, work with the grounding breath. Okay, that's my suggestion to you as well. Thank you, Mary. Let's go ahead and move on to Ben. Ben is next here. Ben says, there will soon be snap elections in Germany. Will the conservative, patriotic AfD come into government, or will it be prevented by electoral fraud? Okay, so I'll be doing this one first, and then Breanne can follow up with me. So again, we're looking at the snap election in Germany. It's good that there's a snap election coming in. Or the conservative, patriotic AfD. Kind of sounds like the conservatives here in Canada, so it's kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I feel they're going to get in. Okay, I feel like they're going to have a very good opportunity of getting in. So I feel like there's going to be a new transitional government that is going to be taking place. And this is where I remind everybody, it is just transitional government. There's going to be even bigger changes that are going to be coming over the next few years. But over this time, especially around the span of renewal that we're coming into, just for the remainder of the end of this decade, we're seeing a transitional government. And then as we get into 2030, something new could unfold. So I do feel like they're going to, and it's not to say that they're not going to try some dirty tricks, but those dirty tricks will not succeed because the people are waking up so much. So I do feel like they're going to be winning. All right, Han, what about you?
Yes, that's a big yes to that as well, because I was going to say there's definitely some like sabotaging energy here. We do have the 8 of Cups. It's like them kind of walking away, and a replacement of something really positive here. Lots of balance. We got that Justice and the World card with the outcome here. So it's really positive. I would say yes, it looks like they're going to get in as well. There could potentially be a little bit, like as Brad was saying, maybe some tricks or some sabotaging going on, but I don't see it kind of coming to pass. It looks like things will work out really positive here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there is such an amazing transformation of timelines that are taking place. I made a video just the other day, it's going to be up here later today, about talking about timelines and talking about the event, right? So a lot of that is going to be coming up later today. But yeah, I mean, it's very much like what we've seen with the US elections, right? They were trying to do a lot of foul play there, but they couldn't. They're basically being blocked from causing any particular type of foul play. So Ben, I would say that Germany is actually going to be in very good hands over the next little while here. So like I said, just go out and support. Do what you feel your heart is telling you to do. If it's to go out and support, then go out and support. That's the key. But I think it's really good times ahead for Germany. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This one here is from Gijo Matthew. This one's for Adronis. So Adronis, what do you see in my future 1 year from now? So we got to be a little careful with these questions, guys, okay, because things can change. Also with 1 year, that's quite a long period. So usually it's good for 3 to 6 months. I mean, we'll do a 1 year, see what Adronis has to share with you, Gijo. But basically in that sense, we try to keep it to a 3 to 6 month span. Okay. Anyways, I'll go ahead and bring Adronis in, and he can take a look into Gijo here and see what comes. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I don't know if I ever pronounced it right or not. Anyways, I'll bring Adronis in here for a moment, and he'll take a look. Let's see. Terra, Soul Star, Sirius, Adronis. We are here at this time. We bid you greetings and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast being brought forward through your internet collective consciousness. We want to thank you to the one known as Gijo Matthew for your question. You asked us about what we may see for you in regards to your next approximate 12 months of time. First of all, you need to take care of your health, because we feel that during this particular time of window that you have shared, there is a possibility of you becoming very heavily ill. So it's very important that you are taking care of your health. This may relate to a flu or an intense fever in that particular way. We do feel like it may be coming forward in the winter months ahead for you. So it's very important that you are reaffirming your dietary process, ensuring that your body is getting cleaned out, improving your, yes, mineral intake, improving your immune system, taking foods that are beneficial for your immune system. We also feel that you may feel compelled to take a trip, perhaps a trip that represents ancient lands to where there are mountains present, and feeling that connection with, shall we say, the ancient past, the ancient masters. We also feel your connection to want to dive deeper into meditation and exploring much more of your heart and your inner space. But most importantly right now, take care of your inner health. Take care of your health in general. Be aware of what you are putting into your body. Be aware of the battles that you are choosing to get involved with. Do not feel like you always have to be right. Let the wisdom of those around you give you different perspective. As you decide to travel, as you may decide to again explore the ancient lands of your planet, listen to what is upon the air. Listen to the rays of light that come from the sun that harmonize your soul, because you are going to notice that there is an opportunity for you to receive guidance from an ancient guru. And we would refer to this ancient guru, just in regards to a nickname, as the nature of Jen, J-E-N, Shri Jen. So if that's something that you want to look into a little bit further, then again, that will come upon your travels. Shri Jen, that is not their full name, but that is a nickname that can be given to us right now. So again, working to the idea of what you would know as a disciple and a guru, a student and a teacher that can come forward as you plan your travels within the months ahead. But again, please take care of your health. All right? We thank you very much. Okay. That was beautiful. Were you getting some stuff too?
I was just getting the chills. That was so neat. Yeah.
Very good. So Gijo, thank you very much for your question and hope that's helped you. All right, take care. All right, let's go to Len next. This one is from, oops, that's still Gijo's. Wrong one there. Let me clear that one out. There we go. Okay, this one here is from Len. Len says, can Adronis give us a glimpse of life in positive inner Earth civilizations and how soon we can expect a first contact with them? I'd rather not, Len. Okay. There's still a lot more time, and I have addressed this in the past. Humanity has a lot of growing up to do before the inner Earth civilizations even look at us. Okay. So Adronis has covered this particular type of question in the past, and it's something that when humanity starts to mature and we start taking care of our own planet, I would say this is something that would not even be considered until maybe after the 2050s. Okay. I know you guys want hope and you want to see the inner Earth civilizations come up and say, dear human beings, come and see us. No. Okay, we still have a lot of maturing to do. You cannot do these things too prematurely. It's really no more different than the same kind of question about when is there going to be first contact. Not at least until after the 2050s. Okay, and I know that that pisses people off, right? Like, Breanne, come on, can it be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year? No, 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 no. Right? We have a lot of growing up to do. We have to take care of the planet. We have to take care of ourselves. Many of us right now are too fragile. We will break like that, right? And you cannot intercede upon a civilization that is going through such a big process, okay? So our inner earth civilization is going to be part of our life, yes, but not right away. Okay, there's a lot more discovery that we have to do. We firstly have to be a lot more aware of our brothers and sisters in the stars before we're aware of our brothers and sisters in the inner earth. So some people have had contacts with them. I've had contacts with them going back to 2017, talking to the Delphi, right? And they've said the same thing. They said we were happy to have some humans along with us to share in the nature of the inner earth, but not all of you, right? Very, very few of you are selected, because it does require a certain level of maturity. And that was with Athena that I was talking to. I was talking to her for a couple of years with empathic interfacing, right? So they're very happy to acquaint with humans in a time to where humanity starts to grow up, right? And I'll be talking more about that in the new video that's coming as well too. But this is why I'm just sharing it for you right now, because Adronis has talked about this extensively in the past. And there needs to be a maturity cycle that needs to happen first. Honey, was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Oh, I wasn't pulling cards for that, but I can pull a couple.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Yeah. I guess, as you said, I mean, we all want this to happen, but there's still, with the Hanged Man, kind of closer to that outcome, there's still a transition. We have that death card as well. So a pretty big transition that needs to still happen before that really comes to surface.
See, I'm not the only one that's saying that, guys. There you go, right? And I know it's going to be a really wonderful time when we do unite with Star Family, when we do unite with the Inner Earth Family. That time is going to come. But like I said, you have to look around the world with yourselves, right? This is what I do, my friends, is I look around the entire planet, I feel the collective, and we're just not there yet, right? We will be, right? This is a healing time. We have been meddled with, we have been screwed with, we have been corrupted with, we have had all of these things happen to us. Let me put it in this way, everybody, all right? If you were an off-world civilization where you're floating above the earth in your spacecraft, and you looked at all these humans that basically want to kill each other because of religious points of view, because of political points of view, because of people who's transgender and who's not transgender, because of all these different group separations that basically just want to destroy one another. It's like looking at a bunch of insane inmates that all have guns inside this insane asylum. Would you want to go and step inside that insane asylum while they're this hostile? I don't think so. Okay, we have to let things cool down, okay, because it's red hot right now. We're like under an element here that's just red hot, and humanity is angry. We're upset. We are mad that the governments have treated this way. We are mad that political nature has been like this. We are upset that religious institutions are basically giving us false doctrines about the way things are and how they've been hiding things and scandals and all of these things, and celebrities trying to work with others to create traffic rings and so forth. I mean, it's an angry time on the planet, my friends, and this is just not the time. It's not the time for inner earth civilizations. It is not the time for ET civilizations. In time it will be, not now. Okay, and I know that's hard from other people who are telling you something opposite. And I have no problem telling those other people who are telling you this stuff, because that's just a bunch of hopium and that's a bunch of nonsense. I'll be more than happy to tell them off for you. No problem. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, we got another Adronis question here. You're on a break, huh? You got a coffee break. Can Adronis give us a glimpse of life in positive inner earth civilized? Oh, I'm sorry, we already had that one. This is from Len again. I'm losing my mind here this morning. Okay, I'm pressing the button, but it's not quite leaving it. Okay, here's the next one. Okay, this one here is from Pareki Healing and Meditations. I like the name. Can Adronis please speak about ADHD, what causes it, how it can be healed, and if prescribed medications cause harm or healing? Pareki, no, we can't ask a question like that, okay? We're on YouTube and there's censorship, okay? So I can talk a little bit more about ADHD. I can't talk about prescribed medications, okay? So that question needs to be omitted. As much as I would like to, if I was on Rumble, right, just by Rumble by itself, I could probably tell you more. What I would suggest, Reiki, is if you're still curious about that question, email me privately, okay? And I'll be happy to talk to you about that. But we'll look into the first part of your question here about ADHD, okay? One moment. We thank you very much for your question. We will tell you that where there are people who have had, as you would refer to as attention deficit disorder, this is basically, as you would say, a superficial title. It's really a matter of toxicity in the body, where there may be, again, a great deal of metals, toxins, chemicals that are basically wreaking havoc with the system, causing internal mutations to certain levels of DNA. And basically what happens is the body itself becomes impaired. It becomes impaired neurologically. It becomes impaired through its nervous system. It even becomes impaired through its own genetic levels, simply because it has a great deal of heavy debris, toxic debris within the body. So what you are looking to do is helping to flush out metals from the body. You are also helping to clear out viral infections and other particular forms of chemical, shall we say, pollutants contained within your body that are often found through what you would know as artificial means. Those artificial means relate to the nature of human aid. So we're just giving you little code words here and there. So really what you want to do is, number one, remineralize your body. We cannot emphasize this enough. So many of you talk about the importance of sugars or fats. That's not really important. What is important is mineralization. Mineralizing your body through the appropriate daily amounts so that your body can now start building up its resources. If you want to have an improved immune system, you need to go with minerals. You're not so concerned about fats. You're not so concerned about sugars or carbs in that way. That is the surface-based understanding of diet. The greater depth relates to mineralization. It's like having, in that sense, fertile soil so the tree can grow prosperously. Your soil, therefore, representing your DNA, representing your organs, your cells, require that essential mineralization. Get mineralized. If you get mineralized a lot more, your body is going to recover a lot more quickly. Flush out toxins. Now, you may want to do that with what Brad has, whether it's the idea of the card decks that basically have a heavy metal eliminator, whether it's the idea in that sense of flushing things out through sound vibration, that is also beneficial. Magnetic therapy can also be quite beneficial. However you decide to flush out the toxins within your body is up to you. Whether it is intestinal clearing, colon cleansing, whether it's the idea in that sense of drinking and eating a great deal of vital and living foods to helping your body recover, whether it is through the work of spirit healing to assist in purging out all of those toxins that are causing the problems, not just with ADHD, but with many other particular forms of conditions similar to that, that are preventing the neurological, nervous system, and many bodily systems within yourselves from working properly. That is what needs to come. But remember, mineralization. We thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Did you have anything to add on that?
I think you really touched base on almost all of that there. So I think that was very, very helpful. But what the cards are saying was, yeah, there's definitely an imbalance in the system. We have the Three of Swords, even with the Five of Swords, and then the Moon right at the end here. So when I was asking for guidance on how to clear that out, we have the Ace of Cups, and I'm just seeing even that image. It looks like a huge flushing out of the system.
Purging,
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
So in terms of like doing a detoxification and all those other suggestions could help hugely with that for
Excellent.
sure.
Very good. Thank you, Pareki, for your question. Let's go ahead and move on. Got a lot of donation-based questions there, guys. This is great. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Asim's question here. Another Adronis question. You guys know that Breanne's here, right?
We love Adronis.
All right, that's fine. It's fine. I'm just teasing you guys. All right. So, Asim says, Adronis, any new updates with human guardian activities? Now, some of those may be kind of in the dark. And Asim, I will get to your question here in just a second. Some people are kind of in the dark of looking into the idea of the human guardians. Human guardians, what's that? Well, if you go back into some past videos, even going back into a couple of years, Adronis would occasionally come on and he would talk about what's known as the human guardians. So the human guardians are basically what you would consider to be us within the distant future, right? And they come back and they're basically helping to work with many other associations here, and they're actually stationed upon our moon. And they're working together with other associations to help with the cleaning up of Earth. Basically, Earth is their priority number one. Humanity is priority number two, right? So that's basically what's happening. They've been running this particular association and connections to helping out with mutual task forces. So basically, they will partner up with human beings here on the Earth, and they may go in and they may start flushing out some of these deep underground military bases, laboratories, and so forth. So they've also talked, Adronis has talked about by the time of 2024, a large majority of the technologies that were being used to basically control humanity are going to be deactivated. And so I've also checked in just on my own accord with the human guardians of the moon, and they're still going through some stuff, but that was going back a few weeks. So I'll bring Adronis in and he can talk more about what the human guardians are up to and this situation upon the moon and their interaction together with us in the times ahead. Okay, let's go. We thank you very much, Asim, for your question regarding the human guardians. If we are to speak with them right now, they are say that this is still a work in progress, but success is happening. The moon itself is also going through a great purging, just as your Earth is. The moon itself, in that sense, had previous owners that are no longer here. We would say much more appropriately, previous tenants. And many of those tenants have either left the moon or they are deciding to work together in the forms of a treaty. So there are basically new delegations and new treaties taking place upon the moon that is actually going to work together with mutual cooperation, because believe it or not, the moon has its own system of government. All right, there is a governmental system that basically represents a jurisdiction upon many different civilizations that reside upon the moon. Adronis, how many civilizations are on the moon right now? Approximately 72. 72 different civilizations. Some of them are even still indigenous to the moon, going back many, many millions of years. And so you have different beings existing in the craters of the moon. You also have beings existing within the hollow entrances of the moon that represent artificial technologies or, again, living areas. And so with these 72 different civilizations that are residing upon the moon, there is a treaty that's looking to come together. So the work can be done based upon cooperation. That's what's happening here. And there needs to be the idea of collective support. And through the collective support, we can estimate that through the technology that was causing much in regards to the frequency bombardments and interference of the Earth, that approximately 85 to 90% of that technology has already been deactivated and dismantled and is going to be overhauled to actually work much more towards a benefit. It is no longer going to be weaponized. It is going to be harmonized. So when we talk about the human guardians, we are talking about yourselves, from what you would understand in a linear term as the greater distant future, going ahead approximately 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years ahead in what you term as your future. And that they are working together through many of the associations here upon the moon. They are also working with associations here upon the Earth. They are also working together with the return of the ancients, as we have talked about, the second moon, representing the beings that you would refer to as the true Anunnaki. But they are basically, as you would say, calling the shots right now. And this is why there is a massive cleanup, a massive collapsing of timelines that are going to completely reorient how your Earth proceeds forward in the years to come, leading up into the event. So again, post-event, there will be a lot more connection opportunities to follow, representing those who may have, shall we say, telepathic or inner connections with the human guardians. Or again, other associations upon the moon or other associations upon the planet Earth that are working together. But as Brad has accurately shared, the Earth comes first, humanity comes second. And that is the nature of the relationship. In time, you may feel a connection with them, but it will be very much nonchalant. It will still stay behind the scenes because their intention is to work as quietly behind the scenes as possible without too much, shall we say, formal interaction with their ascendants to which you represent. All right? We thank you for your question. Okay, 72 different species on the room. Yeah, pretty neat. All right, let's see what did you get?
I pulled some tarot to just look at the energy of their activity, and it very much looks like a cleanup here. But I was going to say again, you did touch base on it, but it looks like with that hermit, a lot of this is going to be done behind the scenes and working with the Empress there, so the divine mother and the Earth. So lots of beautiful work being done, but very much behind the scenes and on the low key there.
Great, excellent. Okay, I'm going to take a question for you now. So this one here is from, whoops, it's wrong. I'm going to come back to that one here in just a second. I keep pressing these wrong buttons here. Okay, there was a question here that was on there. I'm not too sure if I actually could. It was about the process of silver.
Yeah, I did browse through that one. I think the momentum or what silver was going to look like.
Yeah, I had it here, but I think I accidentally cleared it up. Sorry about that. Too. That was doing that.
Okay, let's take a look at and see what silver is doing. Looks like there is kind of an energy of it spiking up, but I got the 9 of Swords in the outcome, so I'm kind of curious in terms of what your input is on that. We do have, it looks like it gaining momentum, but then I'm not sure why we have a 9 of Swords in the outcome. So I've always seen silver as being,
My feeling is it's still being meddled with in certain ways because they really need to kind of deregulate. It's kind of like how cryptocurrency is kind of getting the chains knocked off it. Silver and gold really have not had that yet. And so my feeling is it's still going to be a bit of time before it starts to move into much more of a steadiness, which basically is telling me I think cryptocurrency is going to be a lot more stable in the short time ahead than silver or gold is. Silver or gold will have their time in the sun, but I think they're still being meddled with a lot of the quote-unquote powers that be.
Yeah, because I clarified that too. We've got the 8 of Swords, which is kind of just being held back and being out in the cold with it. So it's a little bit of a up and down energy with silver right now.
Okay, great. All right, so I think it was Sylvia that asked that question. So Sylvia, thank you very much for your question. All right, we'll get back to more Adronis questions here. It's like Adronis. You guys are like Adronis maniacs today. Not that I don't appreciate it, just I don't really get to see that often. It's like today's like major surge of Adronis day. So
I love it still.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying Adronis. That's great. I'm teasing you. I'm tickling you here. Okay, this is from David. David says, question for Adronis. I remember you said something about a Project X series of some sort in the future and how it would shape the collective consciousness. Can you tell us about it and the creator of it? Project X. That does not ring a bell to me. Project X series of some sort in the future and how it would shape the collective consciousness. Are you referring to the Venus Project? I don't know. I need to get a little bit more clarity from you, David, because I really don't remember Adronis sharing anything about a Project X. Okay. What I'd like you to do, David, is just email me privately, ask me about that question a little bit more. Maybe if there's a video that's associated with it, but I have absolutely no memory whatsoever of a Project X. Okay. I'm not too sure if you're talking about the Venus Project. Okay. Adronis did talk about that, but that was a long time ago. That was like 2010, 2011. I'm not sure if you're watching some of my old stuff, but I really have no memory whatsoever, or even memory of Adronis ever talking about a Project X. Okay. But Venus Project, yes. So David, please email me, bradjohnson79@gmail.com. See if you can give me a little bit more clarity about that, because I'm really not too sure what you mean by that. Okay, I want to answer your question, but I need to get a little more clarity of that. So please email me when you can, okay? All right, let's move on. Okay, this one here is from EUM142. Hi, Adronis. As new transportation tech will be introduced to the public, is rush hour in big cities eventually going to become a thing of the past? Okay, one moment. You can probably look that up too. Okay, one moment. We thank you very much, EUM142, for your question in regards to the improvement of technologies. Transportation specifically. Now understand that your transportation technologies is not really going to see a massive change, or as you would say, the reinventing of the wheel literally, until you move a little bit more into your 2030s. So as you move through your 2020s right now, there are going to be new inspirations, not only for hydrogen-based vehicles, but also looking into other particular forms of transportation. Looking into the development of what you would know as certain trains that operate through tunnels that can move from one side of a continent to another within a very short amount of time. So there will be, as you would say, different types of train technologies or magnetic levitation that involves that. You will also notice that there will be much more inspiration for drone vehicles. And these drone vehicles will appear very similar to your own helicopters in that way, where there will be a lot more demand for that. But we're feeling that could be a little bit more late 2030s. So right now, it still is working with your current transit systems and your current transit vehicles that are currently operating, but helping to improve their efficiency, at least from where you're at collectively, to making it, as you would say, a little bit more cleaner for the environment. So that will be taking place at some point, but we cannot guarantee that the idea of flying vehicles that will become a lot more of the norm will be happening this decade, but perhaps later on in the decade to follow. But it represents the idea of drone vehicles, just like you have drone helicopters that you may utilize for the use of filming and recording. Utilizing those as much more larger, shall we say, larger scale vehicles that could be used in regards to transportation, or again, other vehicles that represent the nature of flight that is based on automation, meaning you will not require a pilot's license, but you do require a certain type of license just to become familiar with the craft as you use it. So there will be, shall we say, opportunities for growth of that to happen within this decade. But in regards to rollout, we would say late 2030s, perhaps even into your 2040s as well. All right. We thank you for your question. All right. Thank you. And no, so I don't see that eliminating the traffic situation yet, not until the reinventing of the wheel comes about. So how did you do?
I actually have really phenomenal energy for this. That's why I was curious to hear the time frame that Adronis gave there. We do have that Page of Cups right in the middle, so it does indicate it's very much, it's a baby, it's a thought, it's something that's getting out there. But we not only have the Ace of Cups, we have Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. So tons of new breakthroughs. So
it's a new idea, but it still needs time to get out.
Yeah. And with that page, that's still a young energy. So tons of new ideas and breakthroughs that will come about when it comes to that in the near future here.
I can just hear people consciously groaning. Oh, come on. We still have to put up a traffic report. Yes, my friends, it's not about a snap of a finger, and all this stuff is coming about. This is going to take time. Human ingenuity does take time. The good news, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it still does take time, right? But I have seen things like that about drone vehicles and automated vehicles and autonomous vehicles that are going to be used for flight, right? They often call them flying cars and all that. We're still in the development of that. Adronis has basically talked about this in the past as well too. Said, yes, there will be a time for flying cars, but not yet, right? You're still attempting to improve your conditions with common travel. And then there will be a lot more like maglev trains and so forth. And there will be a lot more technologies that will get you really, really quickly from one spot to the other. They're also going to have a lot more aerial technology that basically goes right above the atmosphere and then going down, and that can basically get you to the other side of the world in like an hour. So there will be certain things like that. But as far as like us being able to say, oh, okay, guys, I got my own little flying car helicopter here in the front yard, that's going to be a bit of a time still. So,
okay.
Yeah. I would love to say it happens tomorrow. Guys, I would love to say this happens tomorrow, but it doesn't, because I would be bullshitting to your face. And I don't do that. I have never lied to you guys. I will always tell the truth, even if that's not popular. Truth is not popular, guys, but it's the truth. All right? So anyways, I know a lot of people on the internet like to bullshit you guys, but I'm not one of them. Okay, let's go to Z-Man. Z-Man says, please ask Adronis if before crypto skyrocket in 26, 28 that he spoke of, will there be an 80% plus crash in 25, as it's the last year of the 4-year crypto cycle, and then they take off again in 26, 28. I was asking Adronis about that. He says, no, not really. He says there's going to be up and down fluctuations, but it's not going to lead to a major crash, quite the opposite. It is like the revving of an engine. He says that 2025 is actually going to be a very, very promising time for crypto. So it's like you're going into your car and you're just revving the engine, right? The engine's getting warmed up, it's getting prepared. And then as we get into 2026 and 2028, it's going to be very, very good. So crashes, I don't think so. Basically, hills and valleys, yes. Fluctuations, yes. But in the idea of a major crash and then coming back up again, I'm not really seeing that at all. How about you?
Yeah, I was curious to see if the tower were to come out in terms of that, and I don't see anything of that. Definitely, there is some ups and downs.
So that's what tell me the fluctuation that's happening here with
that
the
five of wands.
Yeah.
But it looks like, you know, 5 of wands, 10 of wands, and then we have the 10 of cups with the outcome. So
there'll be some heavy loads, like they're still basically attempting to get a lot of the shackles off. Crypto has really been unshackled. If they were still shackled, I would see them with huge dips. But they're not. The chains are coming off. Like Trump wants to take crypto so far, like he wants to make the United States of America like the crypto capital of the entire world. So that is a big boom period for crypto. Crypto is about to hit a massive boom period, right? Yeah. And so we may start to see XRP going up, $2 to $5 here in 2025. As we get in 2026, 2028, it wouldn't surprise me if it's getting up to 1,000, 10,000, right? There is going to be a massive boom in crypto. So crypto is really where it's happening right now.
Yeah, tons of growth with that sun.
Yes, the sun is happy times, good times ahead. So again, guys, don't buy so much into the fear porn. Oh, well, they're just going to hit into that. Guys, no offense, but a lot of these people who think they're so-called experts of crypto really don't even know what they're talking about. Because then I'll call it, I'm no expert of crypto as well too, but I'll call it and say, okay, you're going to get a really big revving period in 2025, even here in the late point of 2024, and it's happening. And you'll get some dips, you'll get some things like this, but it's not going to lead to this and then this, okay? It's like this, and then it's like this. That's basically what I'm seeing with crypto. So there you go. Take it for what it's worth, but so far, this is exactly what I'm seeing is happening. Okay, so let's move into MT. MT says, does Adronis see me having psychic and healing abilities? Okay, so let me go ahead and bring Adronis in, and he can talk to you about this. Okay, one moment. We thank you very much, MT, for your question. Now, here's what we want to share with you, and not just you, but many others. You see, many of you believe that through the times ahead that you're just going to all of a sudden become very psychic. Doesn't work that way. Feeling that something happens in the sky and all of a sudden, poof, you're a powerful psychic and you're highly intuitive. This involves inner work. You see, there are people that come upon your planet when they are first born, and you notice that they may have very strong, as you would say, psychic senses, intuitive gifts. This is because through the continuation of their lives, they have developed this in times past, and they have come upon this planet incarnationally to continue to work with those abilities. Now, MT, if you are willing to devote and dedicate yourself to opening yourself up, expanding yourself a lot more, such abilities can be developed. It's not some esoteric practice that is only reserved for a few. Many of you can be highly psychic and highly intuitive. Brad himself has majorly improved his own inner abilities. Breanne herself has also majorly improved her inner abilities, but they have done it from within. They are working on themselves. You see, that's how it's done. You need to practice visualization. You need to learn to listen to that little soft voice inside yourself. You need to know exactly when the higher self is speaking to you. You need to be aware of when intuition is touching you and being able to convey that information, because it is so incredibly subtle. It is not loud and boisterous. It is not like a person holding up a megaphone and saying, "This is what you're going to say." It doesn't work that way. It is a very subtle thing. And the more that you're developing yourself from within, you're meditating much more often, you're working with the chakra centers, you're healing your traumas, you're expanding your awareness a lot more, you're being aware of your entire space without saying a word, you're keeping yourself more still, you're charging yourself up with the breath through the spine and through the brain, then such forms of inner abilities will be developed. So, MT, you have to tell us that. Do you want to develop this? If the answer is yes, then this is exactly what you have to do. It is not something that just magically comes upon you. We understand many of you are very fascinated with your own pop culture, and that you watch these particular types of shows and films of where you see people just inheriting these abilities. Doesn't work that way. It is very much a developmental aspect of yourself. Now, there can be those that may come along who do have heightened abilities of this nature. And if you do meet with them, they're able to initiate you to help get the ball rolling. You may start to feel, again, a very large shift in your own inner psychic senses. But if you do not have the discipline to work with it, you will actually start to go mad. This is actually what happens to a lot of people. For example, those who basically want to have Kundalini awakening on a very premature level when they have done no form of inner work for themselves. And what happens is when they actually have this type of awakening that takes place, one candle lights together with the other candle, they actually start to go mad. They actually feel that they have to check themselves into mental institutions because they don't know how to use all of that energy all at once. So if you decide to work together with your own intuition and psychic ability, please work together internally. Work with it the harmonious way, where you're developing yourself together, you're maturing this a little bit more. And if you do happen to meet somebody who can work with you a lot more to help increase it, you have that stability, you have that foundation to help you further. All right, that's what we can suggest pertaining to those of you who require that fascination with the psychic and intuitive world applied within yourself. Thank you. Okay, getting the same thing. We got Gizmo here.
Yeah, I know. I was like, uh-oh, he looks like he's gonna jump up right when you're channeling there.
No one's paying attention to me.
Yeah, I very much got very similar reading out of the tarot here, because this is definitely something that a lot of us could do. This isn't just a select few from what I believe too, but it's about developing it. And I know, we do want us to like instantly get these downloads and get there, but it does take, we have the Emperor, and I was wondering if this Emperor was going to show up, because that's all about dedication, having a routine and building upon it, a solid foundation, and going within with that Hermit.
Yeah,
so
we have the devil here as well too, and that's temptation. Like I said, you got to be very careful with just wanting to have all of this power of psychic abilities. Can you get them if you meet somebody who wants to help you with it? Yes. But like I said, if you are getting that too quickly, you are going to go insane. I've seen it. I've seen it with people. They're so mad. They're getting all these visions. They can't shut their brain up. They're going so crazy. They basically want to get medicated so much to the point where they never want to see that again. It horrifies them. Why? Because they were not mature enough to actually handle this yet. This is something that you have to develop over time. Like with me, like I've been doing this 16 years, right? And I've noticed that every single year it starts getting higher and stronger, but you work on developing yourself, right? It's the internal process.
Yes, very much so. But yeah, you definitely have the ability to be able to become more psychic and to have healing capabilities here. We all have this. It's just about tuning in and working on it. It's consistent, that consistent connection with spirit, and not just when it's convenient.
Exactly. And I would say don't worry about trying to get it externally outside of yourself, right? Focus on yourself. First, this is why I've developed the Etherics Academy student training, right? I've worked 6 months with many students, and they're starting to develop themselves a lot more because Kundalini Shaktipat is part of that course. And at the end, there is the crown initiation. But you're basically going from 3 to 6 months of stabilization to build yourself. So MT, if that's something you want to look into, that's where I suggest you start. We want to build a good foundation first. That's most important. Clear out the traumas within yourself, very first and foremost. Okay. All right, let's go to Yogesh here. Another Adronis question. And this one here is from Yogesh. So Yogesh says, Adronis, based on the current development, what is the estimated break-even point for artificial general intelligence is as common as ChatGPT? Okay. So basically, I think what you're referring to is having a type of AI. I'm not too sure what you mean by common. Okay. What is the estimated break-even point for AGI as it is as common as ChatGPT? I guess you mean like a new type of AI in that way. Artificial general intelligence. Okay. I really don't see a difference, but okay. Is as common as ChatGPT. So let's look into this and see what Adronis says about that. Okay, one moment. We thank you very much for your question. And basically, regarding your question, you're putting the cart before the horse. And that's the problem. You have to understand that the development of artificial intelligence on your planet needs to function through platforms. And those platforms will reach a certain type of height to where they will naturally evolve into something else. So where there is, in that sense, an artificial intelligence that you may find through text or through voice, or what you find through your common devices, may therefore start to inaugurate itself into holography. And that you will actually be able to work together with the nature of artificial holograms. And that it will start to move further beyond that. And then, of course, you will have automatons walking upon your planet that will look very much like you. So in regards to what you term as your artificial general intelligence, that is a stepping stone that's a little bit higher to where you are right now. Humanity needs to reach that plateau before it becomes the norm. And we would say give it another decade or two before that happens altogether. Right now, you're still being introduced to this new concept of AI being used much more in the public domain. And it needs to evolve itself a little bit more further before it plateaus into something else that represents the further extension of its own evolution. All right? We thank you. Okay. You got something for that too?
I just pulled a couple cards. I was trying to wrap my head around the question myself, but it looks like what I got from the tarot is very much, there's kind of still a balancing and things that need to come together. Yeah. The Page of Swords is very much my delayed card, but I do see it, being a strong foundation in terms of AI is going to continue to grow over the years and years to come. But in terms of that question, it looks a little delayed.
Yeah, it looks like this is a process of evolution, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like looking at a boy and saying, when is that boy going to become an old man? Right? Well, they're not going to become an old man right away. That's going to take time. Okay. So this is the same thing. It's just a process of evolution that will move into higher aspects of AI. Okay. All right, so let's go to, we got a lot of donation-based questions. This is crazy. All right. But I appreciate it, guys. It's great. I'm just happy to see you guys so active. This is great. Okay, let's move on to Shauna. Shauna says, for any of you, I was recently laid off work. Do I need to look for a new job, or is there financial blessings coming and another plan for my life is forthcoming? So do you want to take this one?
All right.
I'm just going to run and grab some more water.
Sure. All right, Shauna. So it does look like with this energy, I'm going to suggest looking outwards for some more work as well. I do think you can find something that very much is rewarding. I don't, there's a lot of energy here to support that things will be okay. They just need to balance it out. But I don't necessarily think just, let's say, sitting at home waiting for something to fall in your lap is the right route to take. It looks like very much being active and moving forward with a potential job opportunity that you are interested in. Make sure you're being in tune with your heart and what it is you want to pursue. But I'm going to say with the tarot, it does recommend looking for some new work out there for sure. Okay.
Okay, great. So, Sean, I hope that helped you. I'm just letting Breanne handle that question. Let's go on to the next question here, which is from Tina. Tina says, "Hi, Brad and Breanne. Question regarding the Hawaiian Kingdom. When will the deoccupation of the U.S. military and installation of military government return to the Hawaiian Kingdom and Regency?" So I'll take a look at that one. And Breanne can follow up. I was about to call you Adronis. Okay, so return to the Hawaiian Kingdom and Regency. There's going to be a lot of house cleaning taking place over these next several years. Now, I don't think that's immediately on the agenda, but there's going to be so much house cleaning that there's going to be, as I've talked about, that when you actually have a country or state that is actually declaring independence, that is the right way of moving forward. And Hawaii, basically, from what I've already seen, is already an independent nation. They're already independent. There really doesn't need to be that much further needed to basically declare their own sovereignty in regards to everything that they do. So my feeling with the U.S. government being there is that they're there really not by the books. It's not really, in that sense, what you would say legal, right, of what they're doing there. They really don't have any stake over Hawaii. Hawaii really is its own nation right now. So I would see over the next couple of years that we're going to see that play out a lot more. It's going to take a bit of time, but I see Hawaii bringing everything back to themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty positive with the energy of how things are even at the moment. We do have a little bit of that 10 of Wands, a little bit of a burden, heavy stress on the shoulders in terms of that. So it may just be a little drawn out, but I see they're very much independent. 7 of Wands, and then we even have the star energy. So it looks like they are doing great, and I see them. Yeah, I see things really working out for them in the years ahead.
Yeah, because like I said, all of this shenanigans that's been happening with Hawaii in the United States has been based upon a twisted administration, right? With those administrations untwisting themselves, there's going to be a lot more answers, but there also needs to be a lot more disclosure and exposure about what's happening to the people of Hawaii as well, too. Not to mention what happened with Maui not too long ago about trying to turn that into a smart city and basically using directed energy weapons upon homes, where Oprah Winfrey's house was completely untouched and everything else was basically being burned to the ground. So that, again, is letting you know that it's basically been corruption. It's been corruption that's been hitting Hawaii for a very long time. And it's finally going to now, a voice is going to be heard for the Hawaiian people that is going to take them out of that old corruption, twisted game and actually having their sovereignty return. So again, I'd say over the next couple of years, it's going to take some time, but that is going to be a voice that'll be well heard. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next question here. This one here is from Tamika. Can Adronis tell me if I have hybrid or star children? A couple of years back, I met with 2 beings and I seen children in tubes from the floor up. What can you tell me about them? Okay, so I met with 2 beings and we saw children in tubes from the floor. All right, one more. We thank you very much, Tamika, for your question. And Tamika, we will say to you, you are a hybrid. All right? You are a hybrid. What you're basically meeting there upon that ship is family. It's a family call in that way. And you're looking at the idea of other hybrids that are joining with you. When you're looking at them in tubes, they are basically going through hybridization effects. They are going through growth chambers. As we've stated, that when a mother gives birth to a hybrid child, that baby basically becomes incubated for a considerable amount of time because they're actually going through continual genetics and genetic programs to basically complete a hybridization between the ones that you would refer to as the grays and the ones that you would refer to as the humans, and they are mixing together. But we would say that the hybrid families are actually starting to run these programs now. They are no longer being run by the beings that you know as the grays. Now you ask if you are having any hybrid children. You do. But those are not the ones that you have seen. The hybrid children you have not officially met yet. We would not really say hybrid children, but a hybrid child. And we do have one particular child that has very long, as you would say, platinum hair. Platinum hair, large eyes, that could be in that sense close to the eye nature of a greenish blue in that way. And if we were to get a name for the young child, we are receiving the name of May, M-A-Y. All right. So if you want to connect with that child, again, seeing kind of a whitish, thin, platinum hair, large bluish green eyes, and again, a very big smile. She would be of the age appropriately between 5 to 7 years of age. All right. If you wish to connect with her, that is your child whom you can connect with. All right. So think of her, think of the description, think of the name, meditate on that name, and see what comes through. All right. We thank you. Okay.
That was lovely. Yes, absolutely you do. Look at this energy here. You have the Three of Cups. You have Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. You have also the Four of Wands and the Empress. And it's funny because you were mentioning green, and I've seen this beautiful Empress in green as well. But yeah, you absolutely do have hybrid children there. And I actually see you being able to connect with them.
Yeah,
there.
that's what I said, meeting with a human.
I was like, yeah, I see you, very much connecting with them.
Yeah, the name just kept going May. Right? So
Yeah.
keep talking about May.
So very big, yes.
Yeah, May would be the name. That also may represent maybe the month that you may connect, who knows.
Yeah.
But the name was coming up as May, M-A-Y. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very beautiful. Thank you, Tamika. Hope that helps you. Okay, let's go to the final question. Here's our final donation-based question. Okay, this one here is from Samar. It says, any guidance for upcoming months, Adronis, Breanne? So I'll let you handle this one.
All right, let's look at the next couple months.
It helps if you guys want to also ask about what you want to look for, because if not, we could make this reading very long, right? Try to be a little more specific about what you're actually looking for, just for time's sake. Okay.
All right, so it feels like you're going to be moving away from, I mean, sometimes the Six of Swords could literally be moving, or a trip that's upcoming here. There is a kind of, I'm hearing kind of a message to kind of just be careful with some funds right now and not overspending as well. But I feel like you're kind of moving out of a rough cycle, because we had that Ten of Swords, which is kind of that down and out, hitting rock bottom energy. And there's going to be a lot of progress and moving forward, which is really good. Knight of Cups, and then moving out of that tough water. So if things have been a little down and out for you lately, I do see things adjusting and changing, but just be cautious with finances right now is what I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles. But yeah, a lot of good energy coming forward in the months ahead. So coming out of a rough cycle, and I see a lot of positive movement coming forward here. Yeah,
and Samara, I think we just did a reading for you not too long ago as well too, in regards to finances getting a lot better. So I would say from what we've read of you previously, it still applies. Okay, so thank you very much, Samar, for your question. All right, guys, that wraps up the donation-based questions. So we're going to go up into the top. We got maybe about 15, 20 minutes left. So we'll take a couple of questions here that are not donation-based. We're going to start here with Darling. Okay, so Darling says, hi, my daughter has been diagnosed after a year with a very rare autoimmune disease called PV. She is in her 40s. Can you see if there's anything natural she could take instead of pharma drugs? Okay. Well, basically in that sense, it goes back to what Adronis was talking about with mineralization, right? Just getting the approach. It's not always about trying to take something that you feel is going to take out the virus. Really, what I would suggest that you do is you work a lot more with etherics, okay? So you work with the healing code cards, you work with the body deck, the mind deck, the energy deck. Those are very, very excellent for whatever a person is going through, for autoimmune, for immune disease, for the blood, for their organs. We basically want to strengthen up the organs, first thing. First thing is your organs. Second thing is your immune system. Build that up, okay? So with that, you also want to mineralize your body, keep your body mineralized. So work with the Baja Gold sea salt, take 4 pinches of those per day. If your daughter still has a lot of trouble, come to me. Okay, then you can basically drop me an email and say, Brad, maybe I'll do an energy cord attunement for my daughter. That's something that we can do as well too. But really the whole idea is just really get your body in good shape. It's not always about trying to take things. A lot more of it is actually purging a lot of stuff out. So we need to purge out a lot of stuff. We want to clear a lot of stuff. We want to detoxify the organs. We want to cleanse the organs. We want to clean out the intestines. We want to clean out the bowels, right? So all of that needs to be cleaned out because there's toxicity. The only reason why there is autoimmune problems, my friends, is because there is toxic metal overload. There's too many metals. There's too many toxins. There's too many parasites. There's too much viruses in the body, and the immune system is getting lower and lower and lower, and it can't keep up. There's not enough charge, right? So another thing would be good is radiate, right? RAYD8. Get the app. Get the app and start working with that daily. Whether it's the free version or you upgrade to the premium version, get Radiate in it. Talk to Radiate. Say, Radiate, please help to flush out the toxins in my body that are making me ill, right? Where there's autoimmune, usually that comes down to Lyme disease, okay? If people have autoimmune or rheumatoid arthritis, those are signs for Lyme disease. So we want to basically get the Lyme out of our system. And Radiate is very good with that. The card decks are very good with that. Working together with me, I can help you with that too as well, okay? Get in contact with me. What did you get?
Yeah, I just pulled a few cards for this as well, and I have that 5 of Wands, and it's kind of showing that battle that's going on internally with the immune system, and it's kind of an overloaded 4 of Swords. So really do suggest, again, Queen of Cups is always working with the emotional state as well, the mental state here. So lots of certain meditation practices, but even as Brad was saying with the 3 of Pentacles, even getting assistance with whether that's working with Radiate, you can do the free version, or like Healing Code cards, or even getting assistance from him. The 3 of Pentacles is working together with others to, bring some balance back into that.
Exactly. An additional option I can recommend to you, it's a little bit more costly, but ozone. Okay, working with ozone therapy. That can also do a very, very good job in helping to purify the blood and helping to purify the systems as well too, as you go to an ozone clinic. Okay, so that may be an additional option you may want to look into, is working a little bit more with ozone therapy. Okay, thank you, darling, for your question.
Ozone may be really good.
Yeah, ozone would be very good.
I was like asking about that.
Yeah, ozone would be good. Ozone clinics are all over the place. Look around your local area. Try and find an ozone clinic, right? And talk to somebody about that. Talk about what your daughter's going through. They'll help you further. But yeah, that in addition to what I've shared previously, putting all those together, great benefits. Okay, let's go down a bit further. Okay, here we go. We got a cryptocurrency investment question. What cryptocurrency should one invest in? Solana, Cardano, XRP, Doge, Ethereum, etc.
That's a list.
Okay, guys, just as a disclaimer, we're not crypto experts, okay? We've looked into some of them, right? We've looked into XRP. I've always promoted XRP to the moon. Dogecoin is just going to keep going up, okay? Ethereum is also going to be going up as well, too. It's based on your budget. It's based on how much you want to invest. If you want to start off with something very small, maybe that's XRP, okay? XRP is the one that I've seen that primarily has the most promise out of any other coin, okay? The reason being is because that is going to be a standard in the market in the times ahead. A lot of places are going to be using that. Okay, they're going to be using XRP. As I've talked about, there's the feeling of a universal terminal that's going to come out where there will be a lot of opportunities to purchase with different things. But XRP is really going to be a front runner for that. So if you want my opinion, because I'm not giving you this opinion as an advisor or a professional advisor, XRP, okay, because that's the one I've seen that has the most promise out of any other. Okay. How about you? How many did you get?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pull for each specific one at the moment, but again, all of those ones that you actually listed, I have personally kind of looked into those a little bit, and I am a fan of all of those ones you listed. From what I've pulled in the tarot, it has been a lot of good energy coming forward. Again, with Chariot, we have moving forward. I do think, some things are gonna have to build, because we do have that hangman, so you can see some things that will take more and more time. So as much as, we think over the next couple months things are just gonna skyrocket to millions of dollars, I don't, it may be a little touch and go and up and down on that. But it is like Brad said, what you can really afford to invest in and what you're willing to invest in, because it's all risk, right? But Four of Wands, Two of Swords is kind of doing a little bit of research, and I feel like a majority of these are really going to have a good foundation to build on. I have pulled a lot on meme coins as well, and I feel like those will go up quite a bit, and they're fairly inexpensive to purchase as well. So I think regardless, investing I think the idea of putting them in also multiple baskets, not putting all your eggs in one basket, could be a positive way to look at it, kind of spreading out the investments. But again, XRP has been shown pretty good energy every time we look into that as well.
Yeah, I would say Dogecoin would
And
probably be
Doge,
the most
yes.
the most beneficial meme coin would be Dogecoin. Right? I also enjoy Shiba Inu. Right? That's like a pre-sale one. It's very, very small right now, but I see that one also having a very good future over the next few years. So I've already purchased like 6.5 million coins of the Shiba Inu, and I purchased a little bit of the Dogecoin, and I purchased again quite a bit of XRP. But that's really it. I've basically just been playing with those three ones. But XRP definitely, I feel, has the most promise.
I just pulled a couple for XRP, and we have the Chariot, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Cups. So something that is definitely
so it's going places. It's moving.
It will go places.
Exactly. Okay, so guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick announcement break, and then we're going to take a couple more questions before we wrap up today. So let's go ahead now and move into some announcements. We'll be back in about a minute or two.
Radiate Regen Centers are expanding our reach around the world, and we want to give back through our new referral affiliate program. You can earn a large income referring your contacts who would be interested in purchasing Radiate Regen industrial strength technology for commercial business as well as private home use. Spread the word and generate a commission of $360 USD per successful referral. To begin earning today as a referral affiliate, visit radiateregen.com/referral. Private one-to-one sessions have returned with Brad Johnson and Adronis, with appointment times from 30, 45, and 60 minutes online. Offline sessions including the 3 questions by email and distance healing are now available. Book your session now through our website, wisdomtransmissions.com.
Source Energy enhanced products to repair and rejuvenate the body. From the power of light to crystals to bed kits, card decks, and more. View our free samples, tutorials, and testimonials on our website, etherx.co.
Get readings with Breanne and be astonished at the depth and accuracy she provides for you through her tarot readings. Breanne can create crystal grids for distance healing, plus offer Reiki and Kundalini attunements. She is also a certified Flying Star Feng Shui consultant. Visit Breanne's website and book your session today at readingswithbreanne.com.
Okay, and just to remind you guys about that you can go to readingswithbreanne.com. So again, Breanne is being my special guest today. We usually come by once a month we're living together, but we come by together in these webcasts once a month to just work and giving you guys some great readings. So I hope you've been enjoying all of the readings today. Again, please go ahead and check out Breanne's website. She's doing some readings right now. So how things are going with that?
Yeah, no, they're really good. Things are really picking up lately. I also do have an early Black Friday special as well, so you guys can check that out. 3 questions for $33, and I'm super fast at getting these out. Usually, I can get them out within 24 to 48 hours sometimes.
Yeah, she's a workaholic.
But they're going really well. I'm loving it.
Great, excellent. Did you have a discount code, or is it just on?
You can just go on there, and I have it all set. No discount code needed.
Okay, so yeah, just go to readingswithbreanne.com and check out that Black Friday. So excellent. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with some more questions. So we have another donation-based question here. This one here is from Cece. Cece says, "Hello, my name is Sierra. It's nice to meet you. You too. I was wondering if you could give me a very basic view of my career and finance path in the near future. Okay, so Breanne will look it up and I'll do an Akashic reading here for you, for Sierra, okay, about your career path and finance path in the future. I get the feeling that you may start to take things in your own hands. Maybe this may represent the idea of you developing a business. I also get the feeling that I think I have this nice feeling of you being very compassionate to people, helping people out tremendously. And I feel like maybe there's an opportunity for you to build up a business, to increase your finances through that way. I feel like it may be involved in the holistic field as well too. So maybe you want to look into the holistic field, or again, metaphysical field. Maybe it's the idea of massage, maybe it's the idea of yoga, maybe it's the idea of wellness, but I feel like there's something really good that you have the capability to do, building yourself up and expanding yourself with maybe a self-employed business. But I'm feeling that the idea that it can be very easy for you to get clients. So I don't think that'll be a difficult time. So something really good, I think, is ahead for you. And I think that will bring about a promising career and good financial stability as well too. How about you?
Yeah, you have a lot to look forward to here. If you are kind of sitting on the fence here, we have the Two of Wands and Two of Swords. So this is sometimes that planning, expanding, getting those ideas and putting those into play here. So we do have a little bit of a burden, and we've got that Three of Swords in the middle. So if you're kind of upset about something that didn't work out in the past, it's like don't throw in the bag here, because there is something really big about starting your own practice. As Brad mentioned, 10 of Pentacles. This is something that is going to be extremely successful, and this is going to be something that you can grow on. We have the Lovers in the outcome as well. So again, I think, like as Brad said, this is something,
perfect fit for your
it's a perfect fit. I really don't see, I see you with this energy, starting either a self-employment or your own practice. Is like your own business is what I see here. And moving forward with that. But yes, very much able to attract clients easily here with that Lovers, and just a perfect fit. So it could be, as Brad mentioned too, something in that holistic field. I feel like your energy with this is a very compassionate energy. Could even be working, coaching and working with couples as well with that Lovers
You're a good
energy.
talker, very good talker.
So very much, up your path. I think that you're going to have a lot of big changes coming forward. So if you're sitting on the fence about some ideas, it's like putting those into play. So
you have to go out. You have to do the work.
You have to, It's great to, get those points and make your list here, but make sure you're putting them to action too.
Exactly. Okay, guys, we're going to have time for one more question. I'm going to go to Julie. Julie's going to have the last question for today's webcast. So this is from Julie. Julie says, now that Trump is back, how long before we'll have free energy and Starlink for everyone? Okay. So, honey, if you want to go first, I'll follow up with that.
All right, let's see what the tarot says here. I have no idea what it's going to say. How long before we have free energy? I think it's something that I think it's still going to take a bit of time, is what I'm getting, because we have, can you guys see that? The Seven of Cups, Page of Cups. We have the Chariot in terms of moving forward, but we have some things that are a little bit delayed here. And then, some good energy moving forward. So Seven of Pentacles on the back, growing something. So I think it may take a little bit of time. I don't have a specific time frame for you. I'm not sure if Brad can give more insight on that, but it does feel like this is an direction that we're going into. It's just going to take a little bit of time to grow upon that foundation, is what it looks like.
Okay. So looking at this with Trump, free energy really isn't in his bag right now. He's all about oil, right? He's all about drilling. He's all about fracking. He wants oil to be successful, because for him, he's just a very practical guy. He knows exactly how the success of oil is. I think he also has some investments, probably with some oil companies as well too. He's very much an oil guy, right? Now, I do feel like there's going to be someone who's going to come along who's going to re-educate him a little bit more, right? Maybe it's someone who's already on his staff right now. But eventually we're going to move into something else. Now, what that something else is kind of up in the air, because there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of things. I don't think it's 0 point energy. Okay, not yet. But I do think it may involve certain forms of magnetic energy. I feel that may involve, again, something that doesn't take so much of the natural resources out of the earth. I don't think it's going to be a solar farm or anything like that. But my feeling is there may be magnetic technology that could be worked together to help replenish that. But I don't see that happening right away. And I don't even know if his presidency is going to last in the idea to where there will be new free energy. I only see him with another 4-year term, right? After 4 years, somebody else is going to take his place. Maybe that's JD Vance. I don't know. JD is a lot more of an open-minded guy. Trump is good, but he still has a hard head with certain things, right? If you're looking at JD, he's way more open, right? So if he, in that sense, becomes president, maybe after 4 years of Trump, a lot of big things are going to come together. He's going to make some significant changes. If we're looking at the second question about Starlink, yes, Starlink is going to make a big splash. A couple more years, though. It needs more development, right? The Starlink satellites need to be developed a little bit more. They need to be perfected a little bit more as well, to pertain to their reach and their capability. And also in that sense, it's like their resilience needs to be built up a little bit more. So with Trump, don't expect free energy for the States. A lot of it is going to be oil, okay? He'll get ideas, but I don't know if they'll be able to, if he does implement it, it's going to be in a state of processing. It's going to be kind of like a developmental cycle. But I don't see that happening with the United States just yet. But with Starlink, yes, that's going to expand a little bit more over the next couple of years.
Yeah, and I just pulled a couple because I didn't mention much about Starlink. And as Brad said, we've got that hermit card, so things are still, in the background.
It needs to be perfected. It needs some bugs pointed.
Exactly, but it will take off here.
Yeah. So give it a couple of years. So again, guys, a lot of this time that we're talking about, this is why Adronis has talked so much about 2026 to 2028. Those are really prime years. I wouldn't call them golden years, but they're prime years for development in regards to technology, in regards to a form of new opportunities coming together, new technologies being birthed. 2024, 2025 are kind of transitional years. 2026 moves much more into really kind of like the start of this span of renewal, right? But there's great times ahead even after that, right? Going to 2029, 2030, we're seeing some major breakthroughs happening, but it's not going to happen all at once. So like I said, I just don't see Trump as being the free energy guy. He really wants oil. Right, so he wants to drill, baby, drill. So he always talks about that all the time. He gets drill, baby, drill, baby, drill. Right, and I don't agree with that whole stuff with him. Right, I don't agree with fracking and stuff like that. It's very harmful for the earth. So I'm hoping he gets out of that kind of immaturity cycle, because I think that's where he's actually quite stupid in regards to fracking. So as far as oil goes, Donald Trump's kind of an idiot with that. That's just my own particular perspective of it. But other than that, he's great. But like I said, it's kind of like you want this baby to get out of this immaturity cycle with something that he feels is so good when it's not, right? Fracking is very wasteful. It's very destructive. It's not good. And hopefully maybe that'll be brought down to a minimum. But yes, free energy, free, I would call it free. There's not really no such thing as free energy, guys. You have to build a mainframe for it. I would call it clean energy, not free energy, okay? So clean energy, yes, that is coming, but I don't think it's going to happen right away. A few more years, okay? Yeah. All right, everybody, we're out of time today, so thank you very much, everybody, for all of your questions. I really appreciate it. Thank you again for your donations. That's always appreciated. Remember to go ahead and check out Breanne's website. It's readingswithbreanne.com. I know she's filling up her books, so.
Yes.
So again, honey, thanks for being on today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, guys, you take care. We'll see you all next week. I'll have some more videos this week as well, too. Take care. More Brad's vlogs coming as well, too. I know you guys are liking those, so I'll make more of those as well today. Take care, guys. Blessings to you all. Namaskar. May it be well with you. Bye for now.